I've been with the Forest Service almost 15 years. Started out as a student, and then I've been, went from there and went full time in 2010 after college. As a country boy from Marietta, Arkansas, I pretty much was like, this is right up my alley. So, worked in a few different states here, worked in Missouri, worked in Ohio, did a lot of wildland firefighting out west with the Forest Service. Right now I'm the pre-sale forester for the National Forest in Mississippi. I went to Alabama A&M. It's a school outside of Huntsville in a little town called Normal, Alabama. I got into forestry and forest management here right in Marietta, Arkansas, here at the St. Francis Ranger District. So the district ranger at the time asked my mom, would your son be interested in forestry? And I was like, sure, why not? And went and did a summer as a YCC student. And from there, he came back and asked my mom, would I like to go visit Alabama A&M, as a high school senior. He went down there and they started explaining what forestry actually was. And I was full-time before college, but I was in a student career program with that. So, it's been about 15 years now. Farming has always been in my blood. You can ask anybody, ask my classmates who I went to school with. I always loved to talk about this, farming. And I grew up around it. My granddad was a small row crop farmer. My cousin, who I'm in partnership, his dad was a small row crop farmer. And when me and my cousin started getting close, this is all we used to talk about, is one day starting the farm. We kind of jumped into it, just try our hand at it and see where it would take us. And it's been a ride ever since. It's all soybeans. The way we looked at it, we were going to try some corn, but with that being said, we're trying to get our ground back in shape. As far as the crop that we looked at, soybeans would probably fit the best into our rotation right now. Forestry is the same thing, you're farming trees, if you really want to put it like that. And this is farming row crop. A lot of the things, when you look at it, it still goes to managing land. We take sample plots as far as looking at inventory plots in forestry to figure out what we're working with and establish a baseline and what management practice and what desired future condition we'd like for it to look like. Establish a sampling system for that and a record keeping system for that, and then we can go back and grow the crop and grow it the way that we want to grow it. Grow a good crop. Walk your ground. You got to get out there and look at it and scout. You can't do it from the road. If you do it from the road in forestry, we call that window cruise. And you can't window cruise your soybean. I use a lot of my phone and mapping software for that when I look at plotting our fields and stuff, and even plotting acreage of our fields. So, I do a lot of reading, a lot of the University of Arkansas research information, and read a lot of that just to see how it applies to our operation and our niche. At the end of the day, it's about how you manage the land, how you care for the land, and the better you care for the land, it'll take care of you. And the big thing is there's an end goal, and there's plenty of different ways to get to that end goal and different methods. You need to just find a methodology that works for you. So it takes time to build your ground back up to get the organic matter back where it needs to be. And you got to get that pH right first before you can get your organic matter back up. And so in that sense, it don't happen overnight. You're gonna learn something from anybody, from the neighboring guys around you. I learned a lot, just riding through the Delta over in Mississippi, just looking at how they're doing things with farming. A lot of people in our past, they didn't have the Googles and all of this literature that you can have right there at you. I look at it and I do a lot of reading, even on the group Southern Farmer on Facebook, and just read what real-time farmers are actually saying works for them and what does for them. Your route gonna be different than what my route may be, but it's still to deliver a quality product at the end of the day, and do it the right way. We were a little scared, it's a fear. When you first start out, you start investing in this, it's a big fear, but we've learned that you gotta take some chances. Equipment don't grow crops, you put the crops in, but it don't grow it. Just like the old 7100 planter, it'll put the seed population in just like the rest of it. The thing is, you might just have to get off the tractor and do some digging to figure out what kind of rate you're putting in instead of seed since 2020 telling you. You can't start out Cadillacing instead of, you gotta start out and then build yourself up. It's a process. Like I said, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.